Hello students, in P block elements we are going to discuss group 16 compound like dioxygen, ozone, it oxides, sulfur, allotropic form compound of sulfur and oxoacids of sulfur. So first we'll start with dioxygen. The formula of dioxygen is O2. Now the Lewis dot structure of oxygen is oxygen with double bond, and each oxygen will have two lone pairs. Now next is preparation. Oxygen can be prepared by thermal decomposition, of oxygen rich compound like chlorates, nitrates, permanganates, etc. For example, potassium chlorate on heating will give potassium chloride and oxygen. Okay, so this is the balanced equation. Then potassium nitrate on heating produce potassium nitrite and oxygen. Okay, so 2. Then potassium permanganate on heating produces potassium manganate. This is potassium permanganate, potassium manganate, manganese dioxide and oxygen. Okay, so thermal decomposition of chlorate, nitrate and permanganate will give oxygen, gives out oxygen. Oxygen can also be prepared by thermal decomposition of oxides of metal which lie low in the electrochemical series or which have very low reactivity, and also the higher oxides of some metals. For example, silver oxide, which is solid, okay, on heating will give silver and oxygen. Mercury oxide, okay, again this on heating gives mercury and oxygen. This is solid gas. Then your higher oxidation state of some metals like PbO, Pb3O4 on heating will give lead oxide and oxygen. So 6, 8. The next is PbO2. Again on heating will give lead oxide and oxygen. So this is another way of preparation of your oxygen. Okay, so thermal decomposition of metal lying low in reactivity series and your metal oxide with higher oxidation state. Now next is, so oxygen can also be prepared by decomposition of hydrogen peroxide using catalyst like finely divided metals and manganese dioxide in presence of manganese dioxide. So H2O2, okay, in presence of catalyst like manganese dioxide will decompose to water and oxygen. So these are different ways of preparation of oxygen in small scale. In industrial scale, okay, so oxygen is obtained by liquefaction of air. So first carbon dioxide and water vapor is removed, okay, then the remaining gas are liquefied, then fractionally distilled to get dinitrogen and dioxygen. So again in industrial scale, okay, so first oxygen. So oxygen is obtained by liquefaction of your air, okay. So how? First carbon dioxide and water vapor, it is removed, then the remaining gases are liquefied, okay, then fractionally distilled to get dinitrogen and oxygen. Now next properties. So your dioxygen, it is colorless, odorless, okay, and it liquefies at 90 Kelvin, freezes at 55 Kelvin. Then next is molecular oxygen. So this is paramagnetic in nature. Why? Because of presence of your two unpaired electron in antibonding pi star orbitals. Paramagnetic nature of oxygen, okay, dioxygen can be explained by molecular orbital energy label diagram. So oxygen, so the total number of electrons 16, right, 8 plus 8. Now, so this is the molecular orbital energy label diagram, and from here the electron will filled, isn't it? So how many are there? 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Now you can see that in pi star orbital, that is antibonding orbital, so there are two unpaired electron, 1 and 1. So because of presence of this unpaired electron, your oxygen is paramagnetic in nature. So when you write down the electronic configuration, how you write? So sigma 1s, how many are there? 2 electrons. Then sigma star ma 2, right? Sigma 2s 2, sigma star 2s 2, then sigma 2pz 2, pi pi 2 2, right? And pi star each have 1 1. So again, because of presence of unpaired electron in pi star orbital, your oxygen is paramagnetic in nature. Number 4 point is oxygen directly reacts with, okay, nearly all metals and non-metal except gold, platinum and some noble gaseous. Now the reactions of your oxygen with these elements are strongly exothermic, right, burning of coal, etc. But to initiate the reaction, some external heat is required, okay. So why? Because there is double bond between oxygen and oxygen. So because of this, it have high bond dissociation enthalpy of range 493.4 kilojoule mole inverse. So in order to have the reaction with oxygen with some other element, some external heating is required because of your high bond dissociation enthalpy of oxygen. Now next is your oxygen reacts with metal, right? Most of the metal, non-metals, isn't it? Like calcium, oxygen it will give is a calcium oxide. Then your aluminium, right, with oxygen it gives aluminium oxide, है ना? 4. ध्यान देखिए phosphorus, this is non-metal, and oxygen it give phosphorus pentaoxide. Then your combustion of your hydrocarbons like methane, what it gives out? Carbon dioxide, right? Water and large amount of heat. So this is how your reactions of oxygen with your metals, non-metals. Now some compounds are catalytically oxidized. So like your sulfur dioxide, oxidation of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide, okay, takes place in presence of catalyst like vanadium pentaoxide. So similarly, your reaction of hydrochloric acid with oxygen, okay, will, in order to give chlorine and water, okay, will take place in presence of catalyst like copper chloride. Now next, uses of oxygen dioxygen. So it is used in oxyacetylene welding, means welding in presence of your oxygen and acetylene, okay, in manufacture of different metals like mainly your steel product. Now oxygen cylinder in hospitals, high altitude flying, mountaineering to aid breathing. Now so it is also used in combustion of fuels. Now hydrogen, okay, in liquid oxygen provide tremendous thrust for the launch of rockets. So these are the uses of oxygen. Now next is oxide, okay. So binary compound of oxygen with other element is what called oxides. Now there are oxide can be your simple oxide such as your magnesium oxide, aluminium oxide, zinc oxide, etc. And oxide can be mixed like Pb3O4, Fe3O4. Now, so this again simple oxides are again classified as acidic, okay, basic and amphoteric. Now, what is acidic oxide? So, oxide which combined with water to give acid is your acidic oxide. Right? This is the non-metallic oxide. So, all are acidic oxide. Why? Because on dissolution it will give acid in water. Now, next is oxide of higher metal in higher oxidation state will also act as an acidic oxide. Non-metallic oxide like sulfur dioxide, Cl2O, 7CO2, okay, N2O5. So, all these are acidic in nature. And your oxide of metal in higher oxidation state like Mn2O7, okay, Cr O3, V2O5. So, here the oxidation state of manganese is +7, है ना, chromium को +6, इधर vanadium को +5. So these all are, though it is your metallic oxide, but this is acidic in nature. Now sulfur dioxide, when you dissolve it in water, what you will get? Sulfurous acid, right? H2SO3, sulfurous acid. When carbon dioxide dissolve in water, it gives carbonic acid. So these non-metal oxides therefore are acidic oxide. Now next is basic oxide. So what is it? So oxide, right, which combine with water to give base is your basic oxide. So most of the metallic oxide are basic in nature. Why? Because these on dissolution in water give base, like sodium oxide, right, in water give sodium hydroxide, calcium oxide in water give calcium hydroxide, barium oxide, okay, in water gives barium hydroxide. So most of the metallic oxide are basic in nature. Now what is amphoteric oxide? So oxide which show the property of acid as well as base, okay, or the oxide which reacts with acid as well as base is your amphoteric oxide. So example, your aluminum oxide, lead oxide, zinc oxide. So these are the amphoteric oxide. Why? So aluminum oxide, okay, react with acid in order to give your acid, to give your salt, complex salt, okay, and with base it react with also base to give salt. Now next is your neutral oxide, that means which is neither acidic nor basic, like your carbon monoxide, nitric oxide, dinitrogen oxide. So these are the neutral oxide. Next we are going to discuss is ozone. What is the formula? It is O3. Now what is the Lewis dot structure? Ozone will have bend structure. Okay, so since it is sharing two pair of electron with this oxygen, यसले दुईटा use गरे, so दुईटा electron हुन्छ. Now these two electron belong to this oxygen only, so यसको 6 electron unused हुन्छ. Okay, now यसको कतिवटा use भयो? 1 2 3 4, so बिचमा it will have only one lone pair. So now it will show resonance. So how? यो electron pair यहाँ जान्छ and this will electron pair will go to this side. So you will get is O, single bond O, okay, double bond O. 2 यता कति हुन्छ? 4 थियो. Now 6 electron, again 2 pair, 3 pair थियो. Now it will have 2 pair of electron. So this is the Lewis dot structure and resonating structure for ozone. Now because of your resonance, okay, so this double and single bond, these two bond in ozone is same, of same length, which is equal to 128 picometer, and bond angle is 117 degree. Okay, so the bond, both two bonds in ozone is of same length because of the resonance. Now next is the preparation of ozone. Okay, so ozone is prepared in Simon ozoniers. So in this process, okay, your ozone, your slow stream of oxygen, pure and dry oxygen, is passed through a silent electrical discharge in the Simon ozonier. Okay, and here your 10 to 15% of oxygen is converted to ozone, and the product which is formed is what called ozonoid air or ionized oxygen. So again, so ozone, oxygen, pure dry form, it is passed through this foil, okay. So where, okay, through a silent what we call a silent electrical discharge, where your only 10 to 15% of oxygen will convert to ozone. By the equation here, oxygen will convert to ozone, right? So when you balance the equation, your 3 mole of oxygen will give 2 mole of ozone. Now this reaction is your highly endothermic. So this is highly endothermic reaction. So this is how ozone is prepared. Ozone properties, it is pale blue, okay, pale blue gas, it is dark blue liquid and violet black solid. So when it is converting to gas to solid, what is happening to the color? It is becoming darker and darker, right? And it has strong characteristic smell, and this is diamagnetic in nature. So oxygen is paramagnetic. So ozone is thermodynamically less stable than oxygen. Now the decomposition of your ozone to oxygen, this is highly exothermic. Okay, sir. Now, so when it ozone convert to your oxygen, now del S, okay, it becomes positive. Why? Because timro reactant ma katera mole of gas is 2, and what is the mole of gas in the product? 3. So 3 minus 2 garda kati auncha? 1 auncha, which is positive, right? So here your del H is equal to negative and del S is equal to positive. So we know that del G, what is it? It is your del H minus T del S. So your case ma your जुन चाहिँ del H छ, this is your negative, right? And जुन चाहिँ del S छ, okay, this is your positive. Now, so when you increase the temperature, what happen is, when this temperature become more and more, so this value T del S value will also increase, okay, and with the increase in T del S, so the negativeness of it will increase, so which means your negative and more negative add garda kati huncha, your del G will become more negative. Okay, so what does it mean? So it means this reaction is highly feasible, or what we can say is your ozone, okay, will decompose to give oxygen, or ozone is thermodynamically less stable than oxygen. Next is your ozone, okay, it is poisonous in nature, and it is used as disinfectant, right? So it causes headache, nausea. So when inhaled even in small amount. Now next, it acts as strong oxidizing agent. Why? Because ozone produces your nascent oxygen, that is oxygen atom. Okay, now because since it produces nascent oxygen, it is highly oxidizing in nature, it is strong oxidizing agent. Next, it oxidizes iodide ion to iodine, lead sulfide to lead sulfate. So since it is a strong oxidizing agent, it oxidizes iodide to iodine, lead sulfide to lead sulfate. Just the iodide, okay, aqueous, then ozone. Aqueous means what will be there? Water, right? So iodide will convert to iodine. Ozone will decompose to oxygen. So korayo O, so you will get hydroxide. So iodide will oxidize to iodine, and lead sulfide will oxidize to lead sulfate. Balance. Okay, so this is why your ozone is strong oxidizing in nature. So how can we do the quantitative estimation of ozone? So first we react, okay, ozone with excess solution of Ki buffered with a borate buffer. So where iodine is liberated. So iodine will liberated according to this formula. Okay, ozone लाई तिम्रो iodide सँग treat गर्छ in presence of buffered solution with a borate buffer, right? Here iodide will oxidize to iodine. Okay, sir. Now this liberated iodine will then titrate it against, okay, standard sodium thiosulfate. So this is how the quantitative estimation of ozone is done. Na2SO2 S2O3. Now next is your depletion of ozone. So the main cause of depletion of ozone is because of nitric oxide, okay, which is released in stratosphere from the exhaust system of supersonic jet aeroplane. So your nitric oxide will combine with ozone, okay, to give nitrogen dioxide, and ozone will decompose to oxygen. So this is how your depletion of ozone take place. And another cause for the depletion of ozone is use of freon, chlorofluorocarbon, okay, which are used as refrigerants or in aerosol spray like body deodorants. Now uses. So your ozone, right, because of presence of nascent oxygen, so it acts as strong oxidizing agent, and it acts as strong oxidizing agent in manufacture of potassium permanganate. It acts as, right, germicides, disinfectants, sterilizing. It is also used for sterilizing water. So it is used as a bleaching agent for oil, ivory, flour, starch, etc.